Hello, you're now tuned in to another episode of Problems and Solutions Podcast. I am your host, Molasses Williams. And we have a special guest tonight coming here, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you some gems. This is going to be a good one for those that, you know what I'm saying, going to do what they do. But without further ado, I'd like to bring him in, Mr. D. Stevens. What's going on, brother?
Hey man, out here making it, baby.
I
Trying
hear that.
to live a life.
I hear that, brother. I hear that, brother. For the people that don't know you, why don't you introduce yourself, brother?
Yeah, my name is D Stevens. I'm down here in Atlanta right now. I'm from Tennessee, and I love it. I'm a real estate investor. We also own a remodeling business as well. So we have several flows of cash flow that really helps us out. And we love being full-time entrepreneurs because honestly that's what it's about. But brother, whether we're dealing with real estate or we selling ink pens or pencils, I just love the freedom that entrepreneur gives each of us that's out here that's really
Yeah,
grinding and getting it.
yeah, that's a fact. That's definitely a fact.
Mhm.
Um, so basically, brother, like I said before we jumped online, um, I think a lot of people get caught up in the end success of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Um, basically, like everybody that I bring on here, I feel in my heart that they're successful people in life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what I do, I want you to like tell your origins, how you know what I'm saying, how you started out, you know what I'm saying, in the real estate field that you're in.
Okay. Well, mine started really before real estate, honestly, because I moved down to Atlanta to go to college for engineering. I went there, worked at a nuclear power plant, and I realized that being in the chemistry department, working in the lab, it was boring, brother.
Yeah,
It wasn't for me. I mean, the money was good. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, once you realize that it's more to life than just the money, and you really
mhm,
want something that really, that fuels that fire that's inside of you, and you want to go in that right direction, you just got to figure out what that is, whether it's real estate or not, right?
yeah,
So with me, I was like, I don't know if this engineering gonna be the thing for me. So I end up working at a nuclear pharmacy lab here in Atlanta, and I meeting up with this guy. End up introducing me to this guy that was selling something on TV, dealing with no money down strategies, named Carlton Sheeks. And from there, we supposed to be going 50-50, but I ended up paying 100% of the program. But it changed my life, brother. So I ain't even sweating. It's water on the bridge. And what it taught me was how to really get out here and get properties at that time off the MLS and go out and get it where I was actually getting paid to buy these houses. So the first house I ended up getting, I was like 22 years old, brother, and I ended up getting a house. It was a foreclosure that was REO property, which means it went back to the bank. So the bank owned it, and they were trying to sell this thing. They had been trying to sell it for like a couple of years. Nobody wanted it
mhm,
because cosmetically it wasn't appealing. But for me, I saw the vision. It perfectly aligned with what I was learning in the course, dealing with no money down strategy. So I was able to negotiate with my realtor at that time, Sue, to get the property where the banks at that time they would actually pay for closing and give you cash towards repairs.
okay,
Yeah, so we end up cutting a check to my contractors, end up getting the house painted, new carpet, and doing some other minor repairs, and there was still a little bread left over. So we ended up paying the mortgage up for like 2-3 months. So it ended up being a sweet deal. So they ended up paying me to actually buy the house and get off their hand and cashing out obviously with a mortgage that I put on that particular property. And from there, I was sold, but I wasn't into it deep. I just wanted to see if it really worked because trying to go out here and get real estate with no money out of your pocket. I mean, that was foreign to me. I mean, it sounds too good to be true that you can really go out here and get real estate with no money, or sell real estate, or buy real estate, or assign a contract as you're doing wholesaling with no money out of your pocket or very little money out of your pocket. So once I saw that, I was like, oh man, yeah. But at that time, I had transitioned into entrepreneurship, so I had some other things going on.
yeah,
Yeah, with home inspections and Started doing remodeling and started making good money doing that. Then it got to the point I was like, look, I need to I need to get back to this real estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I found myself doing was renovating the properties for individuals who are investors, and those individuals were using other people's money, OPM, right? It wasn't even their money. They was literally just the middleman lining up a deal and getting some private capital to have me come out as a contractor to fix it up. And then they made more money than I did. You know what I'm saying? And I did all the work. And the only thing they did was really just line up the deal. And I was like, once I saw that a few times, I was like, man, I'm playing.
Yeah, you're wrong. You're on the wrong.
Playing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm playing.
Yeah.
So from there, I just, back in like 2017, I decided to go all in, man. I leveraged social media, and boom, now we in 2021.
So, did you always have a thing for real estate, or how did it just fell in your lap?
I thought about it. For me, I was, my parents was, I grew up in a generation where, my parents told us to be good, do good in school, go to college, try to get an academic scholarship. If you can't, go into debt.
Yeah.
Get a loan, then go out there, get a good job, and then, spend the next 20-something years paying that debt off, right? So that's what I was programmed to do. And it wasn't till I did my internship, which I recommend anybody going to college. You're going to do your college thing, and that's cool. Just make sure you intern, go work for free, whatever it is you want to do in that particular industry to make sure that's what you really want to do. Make sure that aligns with what you have in your mind. And so from there, I was like, I was actually lost, man. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing, brother, because I was like, I knew that wasn't it. I mean, my heart wasn't in it, brother. I was like, oh, man, I was having this dilemma in, my early 20s, like, what am I going to do? So, I kept going to school because I didn't have a backup plan. I was all in on it. Yeah. And what happened, I met the guy. He turned me on to the, the Carlton Sheiks. At that time, no money down. And he had some other strategies. But at that time, it wasn't called wholesaling, But, the strategies were the same. The names were just different at that time. Yeah. And, at that point in time, so I would say about my early 20s, that's when I started really loving real estate. But before then, no, I was going to be an employee. Really work for the man. That was me, man. Work for the man, do it, be a good employee.
Right. So a lot of people see the because you'll see a lot of these people online telling me about real estate, what I'm saying, the ups of it.
Right.
That I think that's wrong to teach that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're teaching them that all there is the glamour. You know what I'm saying? That's what they look for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you, honestly, brother, you got to be careful with that. What I found, the people that's the flashiest, always trying to flex. I mean, they dealing with the most demons, man. It be the people that you really want to be around with is really the down to earth people that's not trying to be flashy, man. That really just follow up and follow through on what they saying, and just really good hearted people. Now they getting that bag, but their focus is not like trying to show you, oh man, I just got $60,000. I'm closing 3 deals this week, man. What's up? Watch my whip. You know what I'm saying? Those people that, man, I'm telling you, man, you might want to. They garbage. Most of them garbage. I would say 90% of them are garbage. So watch the flex. Okay, watch the flex. Also in this business, man, you're gonna get to the point where, especially if this entrepreneurship is new to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
That money you're gonna make, chances are you're gonna lose it. I'm telling you that now. I don't care if you got that make 100, a million, whatever, you're gonna lose it. Now, this is the key though. If you really understood the principles and applied the principles, you can make that and more back. That's the beauty of it. You can make it back, right? But you got to be willing to fail forward. You got to be willing to fail forward and know that, hey, if I lost it, I can get it back.
Mm.
Yeah, because it's ups and downs in this, man. It's a roller coaster, just like anything, man.
So what was some of the things that you would say to look out for if you was, you know what I'm saying? Like
look out for as far as people, or look out for as far as this industry, as far as strategy and approach. Okay, yeah, man. What I do recommend is having good discernment, right? Another way of looking at it is having a good emotional IQ. There's a book on that, emotional IQ. You need to read that if you haven't read it, everybody. You really want to heighten that your senses on that and be able to read people's energy. Also, understanding personality traits, including your own, right? And another thing is even in relationships, understanding your love language, right? I mean, understanding all those things about yourself so you can have a better understanding with people and understand what's being real thrown at you and what's some bullshit thrown at you, right? You just got to really understand that. Another thing with this industry, you got to get up on your sales techniques. Your sales technique got to be on point. Now, everybody going to tell you need to be a leader, top-notch leader, but I'm going to tell you, most people are not leaders, man. It's just not. Most people are not leaders. So people going to tell you need to be a leader. You do not have to be a leader to make 6-7 figures in this business. You do not. What if you want to be good, have a good sales strategy and focus on networking and adding value to other people. Like one of my core goals and core features in our organization is helping people, right? Helping as many people as we can. Through that, the more people we help, the more we're blessed. And it's not just financially, brother. It's peace of mind.
Yeah.
When you're young, you ain't thinking about that. You think about, man, I need to get this bag. But as you get older, you start getting a little bit of these gray hairs like I got, right? You're gonna start wanting that peace of mind, plus not having to worry about your bills, worry about having to, if I need to go take a trip, I can go do that. I feel like it. So those are some of the things I would just look out for, watch out for the people, and just always continue to educate and better yourself, your understanding of yourself and the world around you. You make that bag.
So, because there's multiple ways that you can go into real estate, right?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the most I've seen is people buying a property and flipping it. Now, do you think it's more lucrative for somebody to buy it and flip it, or buy it and rent it out for Section 8? What's the leverage in that? Like what would you say would be the best way to go?
I think you got to look at your business structure, how you're structured, and what your goals are. And I think you can look at what's lucrative, but I think you really need to look at what fits your personality. Are you more of a person that's looking for buying whole and just building wealth, right? Because you had a cash flow, but really in that, if you don't buy whole, you really building wealth. Or you one of those people that you need paper. Like, look, I need to replace my income at this job because I'm about to choke out of my supervisor, right? So it all depends on where you're at. If you're in a situation where you need cash, and you need it soon, I would go with wholesaling real estate. I would most definitely fix my personal credit, get those FICO 8 scores over 750. Apply for those American Express cards, the Chase Ink cards, those Capital One Spark cards, things of that nature that's going to really help you out in the business long term. Make sure you set up your entities right. So for me, what I would recommend doing is obviously doing those things, but look at wholesaling, right? But if you're somewhere where, like, look, man, but wholesaling is a job, right? So if you're like, look, D, I don't have a whole lot of time, and because I got this 9 to 5, I got the wife and kids at home, I got the husband, whatever, and I need to be able to come in and do what I need to do. I think you need to look at your financial situation, your credit situation, and you got to look at how much work you're willing to put into it and how much time availability you do have. Because doing flips, it's a lot of work, brother.
Yeah.
And a couple of things with the flips, man. They cost more than you think they're gonna cost, and they take longer than what you think they're gonna take.
Okay.
They just do. And if you're new at it, I do recommend just partnering up with somebody who already has experience. This way you can leverage all that red tape they've been through, pulling permits, dealing with the city, code enforcement, contractors flaking on the job, run off with the money, things not being done on time, understanding contracts, things like that. I recommend just partnering up with somebody who's already done flips if that's what you think you want to go into. And sometimes you don't know until you actually try it, right? Partner up with somebody and be like, look, I bring this to the table. If you can just help me get through this flip, and after that, we'll see how it goes from there. That's what I recommend on the flip, especially if you're first time. Those first couple of deals, get you a coach, mentor, somebody, partner, somebody who's already experienced and get through that, right? Now, if you're doing Section 8 rental, you don't necessarily have to have somebody to partner up with. I do recommend, I will say, look into lease options as well, outside of just doing a standard rental or standard Section 8.
Okay.
Also, look at how much down you're looking to put down on that particular property. If you're trying to buy it off the MLS or buy it from a wholesaler, put money down and get a mortgage on it, or if you're trying to do like a conventional mortgage and like on a duplex, you stay on one side, you rent out the other side, something like that.
Yeah.
Create it. And then one of the other things I do recommend is also look at seller financing. Actually, just reaching out to a couple of investors or tired landlords out here and just tell them, hey, look, I'm looking to get into the game. I'm looking for a property. I'm wondering if you'll be willing to take payments over time if I can get you the price that you want, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's going to boil down to two things in most negotiations. It's going to either be time or it's going to be money, right? If they need it fast, you can generally get a lower price. If they are hell bent on, like, I need a specific price, I don't care how long it's going to take me to sell this property. If I don't get this price, I'm not selling the price. Selling this property. Well, okay, I'll get you that $230,000. Just, give me a couple of years to pay that off for you, and I'll pay you, $600 a month, right? Boom, right? And then the actual investor becomes the person that becomes the bank for you, and you can a lot of times get those type of structured loans at no interest. And interest is like the eighth wonder of the world, right? If you can get a 0% interest loan, no money down from a person, and you just take over making payments, it's a beautiful thing.
Okay. Now, are you familiar with like do you deal with Airbnbs? Like as far as people renting them out, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever that feel or
that's funny you said that, brother. I got one of my buddies, Kendall. He's actually has I think he has a webinar tomorrow. He's actually doing on Airbnb that I've been like, dude, hurry up, put the course out, man. Hurry up and do it, whatever, right? Because we tried to do one of Airbnbs right before COVID. Then COVID hit, because we did an arbitrage where we went in and we negotiated with a tired landlord again, and we said the property needed some love, and we negotiated a great price for the particular property. We said, hey, we're gonna come in here, put some work into it, and then we'll go out and we'll put on Airbnb. Just so happened, March happened and things got shut down, and we were like, we're not gonna jump on Airbnb. We're gonna wait till after the pandemic cool down, then we'll jump back on it. So, and a lot of things we learned during that process, actually just watching other people, is that like with the pandemic, the actual houses, people renting houses, the rate of those went up, where people renting apartments and condos actually went down. And so one of the things we're looking at now, this first quarter and whole 2022, our plan is to scoop up some Airbnbs, because we run into a lot of landlords that's willing to rent to us. Right now, some of these properties they need, paint, carpet, whatever like that. But again, I have a remodeling business, and I've been doing it for a while, so that's nothing. We do that in our sleep. That can get knocked out in like 7 days. So, and it then stage it and put it online and make it go live. So that's one of the things we actually looking at doing this upcoming first quarter, is pick up several Airbnb, especially on our creative finance properties, because we do a lot of creative finance sub-twos and owner financing and sub-two wraps and things like that.
Because I've been running into people, and they said they make a good penny with that Airbnb thing. I was, what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they do, man. I know people, man. They're making, I think, one guy made like $300,000 last year. It's this year. Another guy made $1 million. So
is this on multiple properties? Is this on multiple Airbnbs, or is it just one?
No, they got multiple ones in good locations just around the country, man. It's not no one specific location. With social media, man, you got people all over the country that doing it. So it's they just pick it up, man. A lot of them pick it up, man, just working with the homeowner. They got a property, nice area. Like, hey, man, let me give you top dollar for it, and I just want to really do Airbnb on it. Now, of course, I'm gonna have to come in here. I'm gonna have to come in here, do some upgrades, yada yada yada, and make it happen and go from there. Other people do apartments, corporate housing, things like that, because there's other things outside of just Airbnb strategy. You can do corporate housing, especially if you close to a hospital and you got nurses and doctors coming in on those 3-month assignments and things like that. A lot of times those end up being the best ones because they don't really bother you at all. And they're not in and out, not transient. I mean, they literally stay for 3 months and then you get somebody else. And some of them stay for like 6, 9, 12 months, until they get another assignment. I want to go, go to another part of the country on the assignment. So corporate leasing is huge, and you can reach out to staffing agencies and like, hey, we got an Airbnb. We're looking for nurses. Are we looking for techs? Are we looking for doctors or whatever it is, whatever you're looking for in the medical field or truck drivers, whatever, for companies. And like, look, we have this available. This is what we have. And this is our rates. If y'all interested, and then boom, run it. Because they already get a lot of times get a stipend or credit anyway for it anyway. So it's not like the person living there going to be really paying for it. It's just kind of part of the package. Yeah. So it's other ways outside of just Airbnb.
So I got people were asking questions. One question was, you paid for the remodel out of pocket. I think, did you answer that?
No. I can't see the questions, but the question is, do I pay for the remodel out of pocket?
Yeah.
Well, it works a couple of ways with the remodel. The remodeling, you can pay for it out of pocket, but again, I do recommend going out there getting business credit, right? Because fixing your credit, I mean, in 6 months, no more than a year, right? Sometimes in less than 90 days, I paid somebody to help me. So mine was like less than 90 days because I shot it from a 500 to like 750, right? Mm-hmm. But if you want to take a long ride, 6-12 months, I mean, you in there, 12 months go like that.
Yeah.
So, and you into the 700, 750s, 800, whatever, 800 club. And then from there, you can just leverage those business credit cards who don't show up on your personal credit, especially if you maxing them out during a certain time period, and then maybe carrying a balance if you have to, hopefully a minimum balance as much as possible on those credit cards to fund your deals. That's one way. Another way is reaching out to private investors, private lenders. Now, of course, people are like, man, I don't know about private lenders. I mean, trust me, I'm telling you, if you take your phone, I'm telling you, you probably got about 10 people at least that's willing to really stack some bread with you. Okay. Now you have to be careful now because you don't want to get a small amount and it's not enough, then you stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't want to be in that situation where it's like, okay, I thought it was 10,000, but it ended up being 15,000, but shit, I ain't got the 5,000 to finish it up. So now we stuck, and now it's time for me to start paying this person back. Yeah. Make sure you borrow more than what you need so you can get that property done to cover holding costs outside of just your repair costs, utilities, everything. Okay, so make sure you factor all that in, baby. Okay, because it's gonna be a determining factor. You don't want your property get into a stalemate. And a lot of times, people who do transactional funding with title companies, attorneys, so reach out to them and say, hey, do you got anybody that maybe do private lending or transactional funding? Boom, can I get their number and put me in contact with them and just reach out to them? Like one of my students, he sent me one guy. He was saying, look, man, I put up the money and you do the work. You know what you're doing, and we'll split the profit 50-50. Right? So I mean, and some people are like, I ain't trying to split nothing 50-50. You got to look at it. Either you can get a whole grape by yourself, one little grape, and get 100% of that, or you can get a big old watermelon and get 50% of that. I want 50% of the watermelon. You got what I'm saying? Yeah. So the thing is, as you build those relationships, you begin to get more savvy about it. Other people will begin to know about you, and you begin to know how to network and within specific groups where people just be like, hey man, let me get with you on this particular deal, or they'll begin to bring you deals, and then you got one cat bringing you a deal, you got another cat bringing you the funding, and you can really fund the entire deal where you can control and get it done quickly. Time is of the essence.
So, question: is there a way that you can get a property through your business name? Like how a person, like, what do you have to do that?
I do recommend setting up your entity first. I mean, even if you just set up as a sole proprietor LLC, I do recommend start looking to get set it up. Look at getting an accountant. Accountant may cost you $500, $1,000, but at least just do a free consultation with a couple of them. Maybe throwing $50 or something like that, just off GP, and just ask about okay, if I'm setting up my entity and I'm going to be a flipper, how do I need to set up my entity? If I'm going to hold property, how do I need to set up my entity? If I'm going to be a wholesaler, how do I need to set up my entity? Right? And those different things is going to be different based on how you're trying to structure your business. And then from there, when you look to go buy a property, all you're doing is when you do the contract, right? So when you buy a property, right, you got a purchase and sell agreement. So when you do a purchase and sell agreement, all you got to do is just with the seller, just put your business name on there. Boom. Right? And then, ABC LLC.
Mm-hmm.
But you sign at the bottom. Boom. So when you forward over to the title company or the attorney, depending on what state you operating in, they'll see it. Like, okay, boom, boom, boom. You can do what you need to do, and it's in your business name. Now, if you haven't got it set up, I do recommend getting it set up because for most states it's very inexpensive. You just go to the Secretary website. I prefer services like Zen Business. There's a couple other ones out there where that company becomes the agent for the business, where you're not your personal address, you're not the agent for your particular LLC. A corporation, a shell company is the agent for your, because you gotta have to have a representative for your LLC or your organization anyway. And so if anybody tries to find out information because you really want anonymity, right, you want to separate yourself from the business.
Yeah.
They're gonna be looking up the agent in Nevada and you live in Maine. You got what I'm saying? It gives you some anonymity so people not all of your business or whatnot. But yeah, that's how you do it, man. Just put on a purchase and sell agreement and then roll it out from there.
So you have programs that you have, right? That you teach this, right?
Yeah, I have one-on-one coaching. I do consultations. Like some people don't even need coaching. They just need like a couple of one-on-one conversations to really point them in the right direction, and then go from there. So I offer those two services. Just reach out to me, man. Just DM me, D Stevens, or put it in check box or whatever it is. Reach out to you and just forward it over to me. And that's what you need, because what I realize, people that's gonna go out here and get it, man, they're gonna go out here and get it either way it go. I'm telling you, they're gonna be successful. They're gonna find a way. The only thing contacting somebody like me, it helps speeds it up. That's it. They trying to speed it up to get to that finish line, to get to that goal, get to that flip, get to that rental, get to that Airbnb, whatever it is. I just speed up the process, but in no way am I the reason why they are successful. They were gonna be successful with or without me.
Uh-huh.
And those are the kind of people I want to be around anyway, because we end up doing business later on down the line. We make a lot of money together.
So I got another question for you. You said, is it smart to have a PO box rather than an agent?
Well, those are two separate things, right? So the agent, when you set up, say for example, you set up an LLC and you're gonna be a sole proprietor. I recommend don't be a sole proprietor. I recommend being like a joint member, or that's another conversation. We go down pipeline on that. But if you just fresh off the boat, you just need to set up something. Just set up as a sole proprietor, even though I don't like them, but set up as a sole proprietor. But when you do, what happens is they're gonna ask for an agent for most states. Like I'm in Georgia, they're gonna ask you for an agent. Who's gonna be your agent? Like you can be the agent for the LLC. They're gonna ask you for your mailing address. When they put your mailing address on there, a lot of times people put their mama address or their address on there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but the thing is really to separate yourself from the business, right? So you're not operating, it doesn't look like you really operating personally, right? Mm-hmm. And then kind of go from there. So now with the PO box, I don't recommend getting a PO box from the postal service. I do recommend going to UPS or something like that. I'm not affiliated with them, but nevertheless, I do recommend go to UPS and get one of their boxes, because a lot of times they give you actual physical box at an address, and then generally it's gonna be like a suite number, and then a box number, which is gonna be like a PMB. So it's gonna be like suite 800 PMB 25. So that'll mark where your box is. So when you get FedEx overnighted packages, go straight there. Now, also another thing you might want to look at doing is doing like virtual addresses. Mm-hmm. And so you can just Google that virtual address or whatever right there. And all it is just a physical building, and they allow you to utilize that specific address. So when you fill out your stuff for your mailing address, you can just put the virtual office down for the actual mailing address. So
okay.
Those simple things.
So Excuse me. So what's the most like? How long have you been in real estate?
In real estate,
Yeah.
like 2005.
What's the roughest thing you've been through in that though? Like, where you just like, this can't be happening right now. Because so basically, what you're saying is you can have a show on the HG channel, like doing, you know what I'm saying. So you could be somebody like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, but that's on the contractor side. I mean, HGTV generally set around design and repairs and things like that. Now, the design and repairs are nice. So yeah, most definitely. But that just came over time. I mean, when I first started, man, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, man. I was learning. So I just read a lot of books. This was, because YouTube, I think they come out to like 2005, and it was still fresh when it came out then. It didn't really start popping like 2010, and after that, really. So I didn't really have YouTube when I first got started. I just had books, like Home Depot 1, 2, 3. So I started, and then I had appliance books. I actually started doing, like, outside of home inspection, started doing appliance repair. And I kind of fell into that because I had I think my washer dryer kind of broke down, and I had to hire this guy to come fix it. I tried to fix it myself because I was, engineering background. I was like, I can fix it. Yeah, that shit. So anyway, I ended up paying this dude like $150. Man, he was in and out like that. I was like, whoa. And he had like 3, 4, 5 apartments a day. I was like, bruh, like, how can I learn that? And then that's how I kind of fell into doing repairs. Just off watching that guy making that money so quick. I mean, he didn't even think about it, man. He just it was up and running. And it was worth like 10 times the amount I paid him. You know what I mean? So I started doing stuff like that, then started doing like little electrical repairs and like replacing like little faucets. I mean, it was real light stuff, man. And then next thing I know, man, I was renovating entire houses, pulling permits and all kind of crazy stuff, and flipping houses and people making 100,000. It was just, I was like, wow. So just putting it in there.
Okay, for the permits. So like, talk about the permits, because a lot of people don't know about them. Like with the permits that you got to have and know as far as real estate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So with the permits I'm referring to is dealing with, like, if you're gonna do a full renovation gut, if it's gonna be of a certain amount, just check with the municipality in that local market and just figure out, like, okay, it's gonna be over this amount and I'm doing all this kind of work. Then at that point in time, you want to pull a permit, because most people that are looking to get into investing are not contractors. The people that got a 9-to-5 or work in corporate America or whatnot, and then they're going to generally hire a contractor to do the work. So a lot of times, just pull a permit if you're supposed to pull a permit. Now, if you're doing some light cosmetic, just update fixtures, paint carpet kind of thing, I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, it is really cosmetic stuff. You just paint outside and just putting a new, just don't worry about that. But I mean, if you're going to be gutting it all the way down, redoing electrical, plumbing, pull a permit. It just protects you and the contractor, and just make sure everything kind of on the up and up, and just make sure you hire a third party outside of the contractor and yourself to come in there and just take an extra eye onto it. Stop by the property 2 to 3 times a week, get photos. Make sure you get photos on a daily basis from your team that's on the site daily. So that way, if you start not getting photos, some bullshit happened probably. you need to tighten up on the backstroke, and need to go ahead and go in there and regulate.
Okay. Yeah, because I've always read about it. I always wanted to get into it, but you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't think I know enough yet to jump. You know what I'm saying? Because taking on that responsibility is a big challenge.
You know enough yet for what?
Jumping into a property, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of stuff.
You talking about a flip, or you talking about a rental, or what are you talking about?
Either way, you know what I'm saying?
That's why I said you got to do 2 things: sales, which you already got down, right?
Huh?
Sales, you got to be good at sales, right? You already good at sales, right? Next thing is your network. You already got a network, and you got somebody like me that already know how to do it. I can do this in my sleep, man. I'm over here I can do this all day. All you gotta do is just you bring something to the table, bring something of value. Let's get it cracking. I mean, I got a wholesale team that's always looking for deals around the country anyway. I mean, just like, D, man, I got this. Hey, man, I got like 15K, man. What can we do? I got good credit. I got my sister one. You know what I'm saying? Let's do something. Let's make something shake. That's all you got to do, man. If you talk to another people and say, look, this is the value I can bring, And this is what I'm trying to end up. This is what I'm trying to end up. Right. I'm trying to get to where I want to get a couple of properties on Section 8, or I'm trying to get my first flip done. Right. And just really understand the process. Right. Or I'm trying to wholesale real estate. I'm just trying to sign contracts and make $5,000 or $10,000 or more on an assignment. Those things right there, man. All you gotta do is reach out to enough people in that niche, in that group, and I'm telling you, somebody's gonna be like, "Yeah, come on, I got you." That's it. You don't have to be ready. You just got to be willing to network and add value to the team. You do that, I'm telling you, you're gonna skyrocket.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. I don't want to say overwhelming, but it's like it's a lot to it. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it's a lot of moving parts.
You know what I'm saying? It's just as far as dealing with the house itself. You know what I'm saying? As far as roofing, foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like furnaces. Like, what do you? Because that's a major thing too. So, what do you like when you go in? So, like you're going in to check something out. What is your mind frame? Like, does the area matter? Does the you know what I'm saying? Like, what makes you say yes?
For me, I've been doing it for a while, so my strategy is a little different than most people. So I really don't even go and look at the properties anymore. But how I do it, I look at a heat map. I use a service called PropStream, right? So I look at heat maps for economic growth, increase in value of property, real estate property, and I look at certain pockets, and those particular pockets, excuse me. I look at those areas, and I go in and I market to those particular homeowners to see if they want to sell their property or work together where we can, work out some type of deal and go from there. So sometimes I had them send me pictures, right? Or I have somebody go out I call them boots on the ground, and they go out there, take pictures and videos in a certain order, the way I need it to be. And then I give them a list to kind of check off with or whatnot. And from there, I analyze the photos and videos, and obviously I have a conversation with them as far as what they saw, what they experienced, yada yada yada. And then when I see it, I look at it and I say, okay, this is in line with what the homeowner told me, or this is out of line with what the homeowner told me, right? Because a lot of times I go ahead and negotiate the price based on what the homeowner tells me. So I ask them a series of questions to qualify them, to make sure they'll be a good fit for me, make sure I want to work with them. If what they tell me aligns with what I like, then I make them an offer. And then they accept the offer, right? I send over a purchase and sale agreement before I even see the property, right? Boom. I have somebody go out there to take my photos, and then if the photos, like again, if they align with what they will said over the phone, then I keep the price the same. I don't change the price. Mm-hmm. If it's like they told me the property is renovated, like this other cat did last week, then I go in there and the cabinet's falling off, the toilet ain't been updated since like 2001. Yeah. The furnace is old, water heater old, things like that. We got to factor that all in, and I let them know, hey, this is gonna be XYZ, and then from there, those photos, we either move the property and sign an agreement if we don't want the property, or we try to buy it ourselves, or we do seller financing, or whatever we need to do with the property.
So what would be the red, like, what would make you say, no, I can't do this? But like, what's your pet peeve with properties? That you see and be like,
for me, it's not, honestly, for me, it's not even a property, it's the person. So for me, when I'm actually out here marketing the people, when I have my team marketing people, I'm really looking for motivation. If they're motivated, they're gonna work with us. If they're not, they're not. So my pet peeve is somebody who says they're motivated. We'll go down the list and have somebody come out, and what they told me was not what we saw in the photos. That's my pet peeve. I mean, because honestly, you can just be straight with me and like, look, man, this house needs to be torn down. Okay, well, let's base the price off of that. Don't tell me one thing and then I got to base the price based on that. Then I see it into something else. So that's my pet peeve. Just be straight with me, because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to find a solution, because I don't have to buy every property that comes across my lap, right? But my thing is, if you want to get it sold, let's get a reasonable price on your particular property, so I can help you get over that finish line, get some money in your pocket, or get off from under this mortgage, or get those liens paid off, or whatever it is that needs to be done for your particular situation. And then, like again, with me helping you, falls in line with the principles of our group, which is helping more people. We get paid, right? The bigger the problem, the bigger the payday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just like people to just shoot it straight with me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm cool, man. I'm easy, right? I'm just trying to look for a solution.
Yeah, because there's a lot of money in it, like as far as like real estate and all that. You know what I'm saying? If you know what you're doing.
Oh yeah, it's a lot, man. Like I said, I mean, I do it full time, so I mean, it's enough to sustain a good life and just take care of my people, man. So it's good.
I feel you on that. But I think that I need to be duly noted. You know what I'm saying? Like I think we get caught up a lot of times of thinking like the only way we can get money is rapping, sports, and drug dealing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's the way, and for some people that works, but I mean, for most people, it's not. You know, the country is built off small business.
Mm-hmm.
Most people get rich off real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Most rich people own real estate and are real estate investors. So I'm just saying, follow the money. If most people are not rappers, most people are not NBA players, an average person that's not even the smartest person in the world, right? He or she just applies a certain principles and takes a specific actions in certain directions, is able to live a life of good wealth and being the top 20% of income earners. Come on, man. Why wouldn't you do real estate? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I say real estate specifically because entrepreneurs, the average entrepreneur make less than $40,000 a year. I think they make like $30-some-thousand. So you ain't really making that much money as an entrepreneur. But if you really take real estate seriously, man, you can make six figures without really even breaking a sweat, brother. You just got to really find your lane. Because honestly, if you go out there and flip a couple of properties, man, 3-4 properties a year, depending on what market you're in or what you're targeting, man, you can replace your income at your job.
So it's for, like when you say market, like could you expound on that? Like, what do you mean by market?
Oh, marketing, yeah. So different ways to market to market to people to see if they're interested in what you have to offer, right? You can do PPC, pay per click, like on Facebook, Google, things like that. Mm-hmm. You can do send out mailers, like little envelopes and flashcards or whatever. The people say, hey, are you interested in selling your property? You can do what I do. I do cold calling. You can do text messaging, SMS. You can do RVM, Ringlish voicemail. I mean, it's you can go drive for dollars, and the people you drove for dollars, and you can end up turn around and cold call, RVM, SMS. That's once you get to the marketing aspect, after you get the leads in. So that's what I call marketing. I mean, you just really go out there and be actively marketing, or you can do it organically. Honestly, I mean, you can go on social media and leverage that, and just reach out to people that's already wholesaling or got a deal on the contract, and just say, hey man, I'm looking to do a JV, a joint venture, and I'm in the same market with you. If you up to it, let's work together. If I have a property, I trust. If I had a property and you got a buyer, hey, let's get that bread. Or if you got a property and I can get a buyer, let's go 50-50 on it. 60-40, whatever y'all work out. And that's really just networking. Again, it's really just expanding your network. I mean, once you do that, you're good.
Okay. Yeah. I want to give whoever paying attention is a lane that they can use. You know what I'm saying? Who they can get in contact with, what to look for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely, man. There's so many ways to get this bread, man. I mean, really, it's being good at sales, like understanding personalities, traits, and all that kind of stuff, and being able to influence people, things like that. And then networking. I mean, really, just network. I mean, you if you got a cell phone, brother, I'm telling you, if you got a cell phone, you can do it. I mean, then they got so many options out here for people to make money, even if your thing is not even like real estate. I mean, they got TikTok, they got Instagram. I mean, come on, they got Reels. I mean, it's whatever you want. I mean, right now, everybody on here has enough information and knowledge to go out here and make at least 5 figures. At least 5 figures, just based off what they know, leveraging technology and social media.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you're gonna know something more than somebody else. It's all how you package it and market it to people, and people gonna eat it up, man. People gonna eat it up, and now you ain't even really got to sell people anything, man. You literally can go make videos and people come watch your videos, you get so many subscribers and likes and shares and everything like that, then the platform just start paying you because you just the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you said, you also got to read. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay attention and want to know the gist of what, you know what I'm saying, it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real rap. So, well, brother, we about to close this out. I thank you for coming on, bro. It's dropping these gems for us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And for anybody that wants to learn or wants to know, like, where are you at right now? And you're in Georgia, right?
Huh?
You're in Georgia, right?
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta.
Okay, Atlanta. So if people want to reach out and get the knowledge that you know what I'm saying, can possess, like not possess, but can give out, like where can they reach you at?
Just honestly, man, just let me know you saw me on this podcast, and just DM me. Facebook is D Stevens, DEE then Stevens with a V. You know,
Okay.
just message me. Hey D, I just want to link up, see if we can get a one-on-one call, get a consultation call or whatever like that, and we can just talk about that. Go from there. Boom.
Okay. Well, I thank you for coming on, brother, and dropping these gems today. You know what I'm saying? I will be in touch. It's something I definitely I'm interested in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. And like I said, you already asked about the Airbnb, man. I'm telling you, man, just get into it, brother. I'm gonna send you that link too.
Okay.
I think he's having something tomorrow, man. I mean, he already doing it, man. There's so many people doing this Airbnb, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Just get into it, man.
I'm definitely in contact. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a market I want to always looking into, but I just didn't know how to start. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
My man gonna get a game tomorrow. He gonna get a game. Yeah, all you gotta do is just follow it, man.
Okay.
And once you realize how easy it is, now of course you gotta put the work in, obviously.
Yeah.
You understand the blueprint. Once you got a blueprint, all you gotta do is just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just really just go through what you need to go through.
Okay.
And then last thing, I do recommend everybody get their credit right, man. If it ain't right, get it right. Get into the 700 club. Get it close to 750, over 750 as possible. I'm telling you, because you're gonna need to. That's gonna be huge, huge. It's a game changer, brother.
So let me ask you this: is it better to have personal credit going into real estate or business credit going into real estate?
All right, so business credit is tiers to business credit, right? So you got like tier 1, and you got top tier stuff. Like tier 1 is like what you'll see on a lot of social media stuff. Like they say, oh, to build business credit without using your personal credit, go sign up for Quill or Granger or get a Shell gas card. Man, look, man, if you really think some paper clips gonna get you this paper, you got another thing. Man, look, it take money. It take money to do this, okay? It take money to do this. Do Airbnb, it take money. Otherwise, you're gonna be struggling. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a struggle. You got to deal with a lot of stuff you don't want to deal with from a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So get your personal credit scores up. Once you get into the 750s, 730s, things like that, get a couple of authorized users that have over 10-year history, 100% payment on time, over $10,000 credit line. Go out there and get you some business credit. American Express is awesome. Okay. Chase, Inc., Business Preferred, awesome. Okay. Another one, Capital One Spark Card, on point. Navy Federal, one of the best. Okay. So these are certain things, right? So this is what you do on the business side of things, but at the same time, you also can leverage personal credit cards. Mm-hmm. I personally don't like leveraging personal credit cards because of utilization. When you go out there and swipe that card, you start getting over 20-30% utilization, it drops your credit score if you haven't paid it off. And a lot of times these projects gonna last sometimes at least 2 months before it's up and running, right? Yeah. That's for most people. That's if you knew you fresh off the boat, you green, you still got that Similac on your mouth. It's gonna take you 2 months most of the time or longer to get things popping. It's just due on a project. All right. When you get really skilled, I mean, you can knock that thing out in less than a week.
Yeah.
Right? So, but when you fresh, it takes you a little bit longer. Don't get frustrated. It's okay. But you want to be able to carry a balance without dropping your credit score. Okay. So I like the Amex card, things like that. Because when I use it, and it run up, X amount of dollars, my utilization don't go down because my personal credit cards I have a 10% or less utilization by the time the statement come out. So it keeps my credit scores high. So if I need to go out and get a hard money loan because the deal just came through the pipeline and landed right on my lap, and it makes sense to go do it, I can.
Mm-hmm.
I can because my credit score's high.
Yeah.
Boom. They go like, dang, okay, yeah, let's roll with you. So you want to get your personal credit scores up, FICO 8 scores, right? You can leverage that to get your business credit cards. And after you get a business credit cards and you begin to establish relationships with banks and things like that, especially small credit unions, and you got at least 2 years on your business and things like that, then they start giving you some extra loans on top of that. Right. And a lot of people, man, if you honestly with these credit cards, if you have more than a year experience, payment on time, good payment history, good, servicing it right, a lot of times they'll begin to give you loans. So I mean, it's a million ways to get it, man.
Okay. All right, brother, I thank you for coming on. I thank you for the gems you dropped today. I definitely did, and you definitely dropped something to where, you know what I'm saying, people could pick up the breadcrumbs and make it. You know what I'm saying? So I thank you, brother. God bless. You know what I'm saying? Once again, Mr. D. Stevens, if you want to hit him up, he got all the information for you. I thank you, my brother.
All right, peace, pal.
I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in with me for Problems and Solutions podcast. This is that was some informative information. I hope y'all picked up and took. Also, visit moyeslifestyles.com for all the interviews I'm doing on this Problem Solution podcast. It's on there. You can tune in, listen to them, and get all the information you need. Also, it's time. Go to moyeslifestyles.com and sign up for my Instagram. It's social media geared toward changing the vision of how we see ourselves. So go in there and share your photos of your best moments and your accolades and everything that you do that feels good to you. You know what I'm saying? So I thank y'all again for tuning in. Molasses, and we out of here.